Hello friends, Mermaid Megan here today, and I have gotten several questions on how I do my ocean-proof makeup. So we are going to go through and do this entire face of makeup. This is all products that I have swim in the ocean and last really, really well. And if you don't believe me, here's a little video for proof. Believe it or not, I only have 4 main tips that will make your face last longer, especially underwater. So without any further ado, let's go get ready and do this face together. The first step for me is always going to be an SPF. Mineral, please, so that it is ocean safe. Avoid all of these ingredients as these are bad for sea life. But a mineral SPF is going to stick to your skin a little bit better, as well as being ocean friendly. So that's where we're gonna start.
It may seem like I'm putting a lot of sunscreen on, but actually most people don't wear enough to properly protect their skin.
Next, I like to tightline my waterline with a white pencil to make my eyes look bigger and brighter, but this does not affect how your makeup stays on. So you can do this, or you can skip it, or you could do a different color entirely. This step is optional. But see how this eye already looks a lot brighter and bigger than this eye? I just really like that effect in videos and for performances, so I choose to do this. Now this one is one of my secret products that I swear by. It really helps my eyeshadows stay on. This is a Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow. It comes in a few colors, so depending on what colors you want to use, you could use this for your entire eye look. But I like to use this really light champagne-y gold color as a base and primer for my eyeshadow, and it helps keep more vibrant powdered colors in place over it, even swimming through salt water for hours.
The gold shimmer is so pretty that I have worn it on its own sometimes, but it's also perfect to use as a primer or base for other shadows.
I actually don't wear foundation. I find that it tends to oxidize more, especially if you're reapplying sunscreen, getting in and out of the water, and sweating. So I stick with my SPF base and then apply concealer where I need it instead of a full face of foundation, and I find that my makeup lasts a little longer this way. For concealer, rather than recommend a specific product, I would say that you need to find one that works really well for your skin type and do a little bit of trial and error because everyone's faces are going to be different. So I like this one, but it may or may not work for you.
I do find that my concealer lasts a little bit better when I use only as much as I need and don't try to load it on too thick, because then it gets kind of cakey and dries out weird in the water.
Next, we're going to finish our face, and we're going to do that by layering a cream product underneath a powder product. So I've been using this cream contour for all of my contouring and then layering a powder over it, and this e.l.f. cream blush as well with a powder blush that I like over it. In my experience, doing a cream underneath is going to help keep your powder in place, and it's going to work really well over the sunscreen and layer together without smudging stuff around.
Adding in these cream products underneath my powders has really been such a game changer for me, both in making sure that my makeup lasts a long time and also making sure that my face has lots of dimension under the water, because some of those warm tones tend to get washed out, and then your whole face can look kind of flat when you're swimming in a video just because you're underwater. It's okay to go a little heavy on the color too. This is basically stage makeup, not everyday makeup.
And this blush I'm just going to apply with my finger. So now we have an outline for where to put our powder products, as well as a base that they can stick to, so that if the powder does wash away, you still have that cream underneath and it's not going to look like all of your makeup has washed off. And I like to use a smaller eyeshadow brush to go in and go over the contour on my nose so that I don't just turn the whole thing tan. And then we'll go over the powder blush with our blush as well. Now, as you can see, the blush goes on pretty intense over a cream, So when it's a little too dark for me, what I like to do is take one of my makeup eraser towels and just gently brush over it, and it'll pick up a little bit of the pigment without taking too much away and help tone it down just a little bit. There we go, that's a little better. One of my other tricks is if you're wanting a more natural look rather than lots of bright rainbow colors, but you still want to look really put together, you can use the same color for your blush and your eyeshadow. And I mean the same pan and everything. Mine is super broken, but that's just gonna bring your whole look together and make you look really put together, and like a lot of time went into picking out the colors of your makeup so that they would complement each other, but it's all one product.
Sometimes I do crazy colors for my eyeshadow, but using your blush as shadow is an easy way to look really put together.
Another little touch that I like to add is a hint of shimmery white on my nose to help highlight it. I think this helps bring back some more dimension after putting a lot of contour on. So I like to do just a little dot on the end of my nose and a line going down the bridge as well. And that helps some of the light reflect, especially if you're doing underwater footage that's going to be a little bit more dim to begin with. Since we're really going to put our makeup to the test being underwater, especially in the ocean and saltwater, it's very important that we go ahead and use a setting powder so that everything is locked in place. Next, we'll do some eyeliner. My absolute favorite waterproof eyeliner is these NYX Epic Wear liquids. They come in a bunch of colors. I'm gonna use this lilac today, which is one of my favorite colors, but they last super well, and I actually still have some of the turquoise that I wore yesterday on my eyes because it is that hard to get off. So these are my absolute favorite.
Make sure you're really careful. When I say this eyeliner stays on, it stays on. So if you make a mistake, it's pretty difficult to fix it.
Then we're gonna go in with a little bit of shimmer. I like to do this after powder so that it doesn't get dulled by the powder over it. These are the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and I find that these do stay pretty well in water, although if you're swimming for several hours, they probably will wash off by the end. And we're gonna do a little highlight. I love a rose gold, but you can do any color. I don't know why, but I always do my eyebrows at the very end, right before mascara and lipstick. But I just use some normal brow pencils. I don't usually like to use gels when I'm swimming because I feel like they make my eyebrows feel really weird if I'm making faces underwater, and sometimes they get sticky when they get wet, so I just use a couple pencils to get the right color.
Again, we're basically doing stage makeup, so your eyebrows are another place where you can go a little darker than normal because they help frame your eyes and give your face more dimension.
We also can't forget to use setting spray. Again, we want to lock all of this, especially the shimmers that we just added in. So I'm just going to use e.l.f., but any setting spray will work. Obviously, we have to use a waterproof mascara. I like this Essence one. It's the Lash Princess waterproof. It works really well for me, but any waterproof mascara will work. Again, you kind of need to find one that works for you, that doesn't flake off or transfer onto your eyelids, and also is going to achieve your lash goals if you want really long or thick lashes, whatever works for you, but make sure it is fully waterproof, not just water resistant.
Definitely give a new mascara a test before you wear it for a gig or performance, because you definitely don't want one that's going to flake off or leave those weird smudges on your eyelids. This one works really well for me, so you might give it a try.
And lastly, we're gonna throw on a lip. Now I have two recommendations for this one. The Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink is one of my favorites. I love this kind of nudie corally beige color, but it does transfer a lot more and is all over the end of my snorkel that I was using when we swam, and I had this on. So if you are going to have a snorkel or you're wanting it to be really long lasting so it's not transferring, then I would go with NYX Shine Loud. This one lasts a little bit better and is more transfer proof on me, but if you're not gonna have a snorkel or anything, this one lasts really well as well. And there you go. Just a quick review. Those 4 things that are the most important from that whole routine are: first, do a mineral SPF that is reef friendly as your base. This will protect your skin from the sun as well as give you a base that is really nice and sticky so that your makeup can last. The second one is one of my holy grail products for waterproof makeup, the Revlon Color Stay Eyeshadow. It is a really beautiful cream that you can wear on its own or will help lengthen the life of your powder products that you put over it. Third is to layer a cream product underneath your powder products like your contour and your blush to help them last longer and give them something to stick to. And the fourth and final tip is to set your face properly using a setting powder and a spray setting mist that will really help lock everything in place. And again, this does not have to be a specific product, just one that works really well for you and your skin. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you if you're wanting to do some waterproof makeup, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!